Welcome everyone to another session on 1800 with BTS although I think I've never stuck to the 1800 seconds. It's been always over that, but still we'll stick with the name of the session, reading session. I want to say good day, good evening to everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in. But before we proceed with chapter 2, I'd like to congratulate Bangtan Sonyeondan, yay, for winning the MAMA 2023 Worldwide Icon of the Year Award that they've won for the 6th time now, the 6th year in a row. So incredible achievement. And they also won the Worldwide Fans Choice. Yeah, so go Army, because this is also an award for Army. So congratulations. And I believe this is the second night of the awards. And there's still a few more categories that individual BTS members are nominated for, and even BTS as a group. So let's see. I'm going to predict, but obviously I'm biased, so it's going to be BTS always, or a BTS member. Anyway, congratulations also to all the other artists that have won their category. Yes. So let's see. So the next one where we have a BTS member nominated is Best Male Artist. And I think we have Jimin, V, and Jungkook. So any one of them, yeah, hopefully will take the win. For Best Music Video, I don't think we have a BTS video, but then we've got a dance performance male solo where Jimin is nominated as well as Jungkook. So dance, so let's see. Well, it's Like Crazy and 7. I'm partial to contemporary dance. Sorry, Jungkook, but so I'm going to go with Jimin. Yes, and although I'm 0-7, but my bias because of dance is Jimin, and my bias record is Hobie. When it comes to dance, when it comes to rap, it's a 3-way tie. So if it's possible to have 3 biases for rap, so of course it's Namjoon, it's Yugi, and it's Hobie. There's also vocal performance group, and BTS is in it for Take 2. So of course, I'm going for BTS. The vocal performance solo, there's V for Love Me Again. Definitely going for Taeyang, Love Me Again. And then there's best collaboration. We've got Jimin with Taeyang for Vibe. And then there's Lato and Jungkook for 7. I wonder why they separate them instead of putting them together, because, you know, it's a collaboration. I like Vibe, so I'll cheer for Vibe. Jungkook, if it's Standing Next to You, I'm going to be going for Standing Next to You. Okay. But that's, I think, next year. Dance performance, none of the BTS. Rap here and hip-hop performance. There's August D, Sugar, People Part 2, and Hobie, J-Hope on the Street. I can't decide with this. I'll go for Hobie's On the Street. Again, because of the dance, I'm my dancer heart. I'm a dancer, so I'll go for the dance. And then best OST. So The Planet by BTS. Again, I'll go for BTS. Let's see, yeah? So if that happens, I think total of, I think 10 awards will go to BTS and the individual members. So anyway, but I don't know. Why not? Dream big, yeah? Okay. Anyway, so that's for the MAMA 2023. A little side, feature before we go into the reading proper. It's incredible, huh? I think in 2024, next year, I believe BTS will still win the Worldwide Icon of the Year, and that will be their 7th year in a row. Come on, Army, let's make that happen. Yes. And as I said also, let's have, a revival of all their albums and mini albums, LPs, Japanese albums, everything, mixtapes, solo albums. Let's just give BTS this great interlude where ARMY is now the driver of all their music while they are focusing on serving their country. Yeah, shall we do that? I think we can do that. I think it'll just be easy. It's going to be easy peasy for ARMY. Yes? Okay. So we are still in chapter 2. seven chapters, and I think they're all long chapters. So it takes me about 3 or 4 sessions for each chapter. I think, for this chapter, I'm already on my 4th session, so part 4. Let's see how far we go with today's reading. Yeah. So heading, Someone's Strength. School Love Affair, BTS's 3rd album, was released in February 2014. To use RM's expression, it was the second sweet in the sweet, bitter cycle that was their first 4 albums. Public reception to title song Boy in Love was explosive, propelling the team to their first top-rank candidacy on a TV music show. The album recorded 86,004 shipments on the 2014 Gaon Chart album rankings, a 250% increase over the previous album, Who Are You Late To? Unlike previous title songs, No More Dream and N.O., which were darker takes on teenagers with dreams facing down reality, Boy in Love explored teenage romance and injected a cheerful tone to their previously rough image. By refining the wildness they showcased in Attack on Bangtan, they developed a unique BTS-style love song. Though the dance choreography remained powerful and energetic, it included more light-hearted motions and school uniform-style costumes that made the team even more approachable to teenagers. Just One Day, this is an incredible song and an iconic ARMY favorite. A later song in the same album also centers on young love, cementing the theme, The Way We Love, as defined by the first track, Intro, School Love Affair. This new direction was the first step in BTS's musical expansion. Where previous albums were about the members themselves, their trainee days, their attitude toward music, the response to other people's perceptions, School Love Affair began BTS's exploration of the outside world with a theme of love, which requires taking an interest in other people and looking to the world beyond the self. School Love Affair also directly discusses trendy teenage fashion at the time, with Spinebreaker and all its social implications, but also includes Tomorrow, which takes the personal circumstances of the members and translates them into a universal message anyone can relate to. The infamous Spinebreaker, that music video that was made and created and directed by the members themselves, and of course that amazing choreography by the one and only Kim Seok-jin. Yes, that was a fun video, wasn't it? I like Spinebreaker. Tomorrow begins with Suga's confession of his pre-debut uncertainties, but the lyrics, "This unemployed 20-something fears tomorrow," and "A long way to go, but why am I still stuck here?" conveyed a universal sentiment to many people in their 20s as they searched for their place in the world. By expanding their own stories to include those of their peers, BTS defined living not just being alive, but living my life. Giving courage to themselves and their listeners. It's always darkest before dawn. Later on down the road, don't you ever forget the you of now. It was a BTS signature encouragement, not leaning on baseless optimism, but not mired in negativity and despair. If BTS Cypher Part 2 Triptych was the members' perspectives on everything that came before, including the diss from Be Free, Tomorrow was a glimpse into the future of BTS, the music they would bring to the scene later, with the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, was already taking shape in School Love Affair. RM looks back. Even when I think about it now, I think Tomorrow could only have been released because of Suga. Because he's the one who wove together the beats and the themes. Actually, that was when our BTS Season 1 exhaustion was at an all-time high. Footnote about BTS Season 1. Although this is not an official term, BTS members like to divide up their history into eras. BTS Season 1 here refers to the time from their debut to the release of their 2014 album Dark and Wild. According to RM, Tomorrow arose from the series of obstacles the members faced from their debut onward. The disappointing sales of Oh Are You Late Too and Be Free's Diss had drained them, and BTS needed something to break them out of their funk. To make matters worse, Suga developed acute appendicitis during production of Tomorrow. He recounts, "I was preparing the album while performing in Japan when my appendix ruptured, so I had to come back to Korea and get surgery and recover. But my fever went past 40 degrees Celsius and there was pus buildup in my stomach, so I had to get surgery again." Well, the poor thing. I don't even know how he managed to fly from Japan to Korea when his appendix has ruptured. He would have been in excruciating pain. Their previous album had fallen below expectations, and Suga had worked on the next album waiting for after his recovery, an album that had no guarantee of success. So he poured his anxieties and his determination to overcome them into Tomorrow. We thought, I want to see the light for once. If nothing else, we want to have one concert at least. Without those feelings, we wouldn't be who we are today. Suga adds, I wanted to make the kind of music that I used to listen to, something that could give people strength like Tomorrow. I still feel the same now. public response to School Love Affair restored Suga's hopes for the future. Boy in Love exposed BTS to even more people than before, successfully serving its purpose as a title song. Tomorrow cemented BTS's identity even further. So for the School Love Affair, the second mini album, which was released on February 12, 2014, the tracks are Intro, School Love Affair, Boy in Love, Skit, Soulmate, Where You From, Just One Day, Tomorrow, BTS Cypher Part 2, Triptych, Spine Breaker, Jump, oh I like Jump, Outro, Propose. Now everyone's attention, BTS members and Big Hit Entertainment alike, was focused on the next album, Dark and Wild. A School Love Affair had propelled them to candidacy for the top place on music show rankings. Naturally, their next goal was to win first place. Little by little, the future was growing brighter, and the members were renewing their determination. Around this time, Jimin was fighting to improve his singing abilities, which he had been struggling with since the debut. He remembers, people used to say that BTS's vocals were lacking. Every time I heard that, my heart broke. BTS's vocals, which utilized R&B melodies on a hip-hop backdrop, were an outlier in the trend of K-pop idols, whose music tended to climax with high-pitched vocals. BTS's approach of riding a groove with their voices topping the beats was an unusual style in the idol industry, and the absence of the spectacular high notes that decorated other idol songs made it seem as though BTS's vocal capabilities were not up to par. But Jimin explains that he got himself back on his feet. I did not just fall down each time. Above all, the slowly growing fandom acted as their emotional support. Hyuga says, the fans we saw for the first time, every one of them, meant so much to us. Even after the debut, Hyuga wavered internally between his initial identity as a hip-hop artist and his new identity as an idol singer. It was hard for him to cross over from his longtime love. But what eased his transition into that new world was his fans. It's really fascinating that people show up to see me and how dedicated they are. To be honest, I can't be a fan like that for someone else. I used to perform in front of like 2 people in Daegu, but now I had all these fans in front of me who loved me. Think about how heart-pounding it was for a kid like me. That's when I understood everything like, oh, I have the duty to do what these people want. His vibe helped the entire team acclimatize to idol life. Jimin recalls how he felt. RM and I talked a lot. We were not really famous or anything, but we couldn't exactly spit on the streets without consequences at this point. And we were gradually building up a sense of responsibility to know the value of our work. Though it wasn't always easy, it was clear that BTS was making headway little by little. That is, until something unexpected happened. Oh, don't tell me. Heading, bitter again. In interviews, Taeyop tends to keep his tone consistent. Even when he discusses BTS's biggest hardships and successes, he always keeps a cool head, almost like an objective observer. But sometimes, very rarely, J-Hope's voice fills with emotion. One of those moments happened when he discussed the practice sessions leading up to the December 3rd, 2014 Mama Award show. At the time, we were really in combat mode, and wow, it was like we were shooting the movie 300, training like no tomorrow. Block B and our circumstances overlapped, so we thought we could not let ourselves lose. Jimin and I had our teeth greeted as we practiced and our solo performances. We wanted to look cool enough to kill, so we prepared with all our hearts. Block B, the group that was slated to perform on a joint stage with BTS at Mama, had been frequently compared with BTS at the time. Like BTS, Block B's music was also grounded in hip-hop, with members including rappers like leader Zico, and like BTS, Block B's music was wild and direct. The grueling practice sessions leading up to the Mama performance, however, were not solely because of the friendly competition with Block B. BTS was truly desperate, Taehope says. All those performances for Danger were really exhausting. When we had that comeback with Danger, releasing the Dark and Wild album, we'd done about 20 music show pre-recordings and then went to a different program where they announced first place. We were told we had to be there, so we went up there live, completely out of it. Then it turned out we were not even candidates for first place, which I think was a big shock. J-Hope's shock was not purely due to their performance on the rankings. V tentatively goes into further detail about the situation. It's fine if other teams are named as candidates for first place. We just need to work harder. But at the broadcasting stations, we'd always be the first to say hello and greet everyone. The Sunbays and the Hubays alike, but some people just ignored us, passed right by, or mocked us for not even being candidates for top place. This is what I said in the last reading. I do not understand how these people can be so rude. The incident was a heavy mental blow to BTS. V continues. After the broadcast, we all got into the van together. Someone was crying, someone was getting really mad, and someone just could not speak. That unspeakable disappointment and that tear-jerking emotion was too much. V describes how the incident impacted BTS. That's when we thought, hey us, let's do really well, so that no one will ever look down on us again. Looking back, I'm glad we at least got a hold of ourselves back then, V laughs, because we all found our resolve. We had that determination, and we all came together as one, swearing to become a really awesome group together. And they did just that. So to those who mocked them, who ignored them, who were rude to them, guess who has the last laugh now? And where are you? This really upsets me. I do not understand. Go, Bangtan Sonyeondan. Part of the reasons BTS was so hurt and resolved to succeed was because their first full album, Dark and Wild, released on August 20th, 2014, with the title song Danger, was especially important at that point in their career. Unfortunately, Dark and Wild would also turn out to be a description of what awaited the members. Jung even describes the period between their debut and Dark and Wild this way. To be honest, I don't remember that time very well. First off, I was so busy. I'd be at the dormitory, then come out to practice, record, go to the broadcasting station for performances, perform at events, and then go back to the dorm, on and on. Of course, I remember the debut showcase and our debut performance and the fan autograph sessions, but other than that, for my activities from No More Dream, N.O., Boy in Love, and Danger, there isn't much I can remember. That was the schedule in which BTS released Dark and Wild, an all-or-nothing move that put the future of the team on the line. Unfortunately, reality was not so kind. Suga describes their disappointment. We suffered so much for it. So why? American Hustle Life. We go back 2 years to the summer of 2012 when Jungkook went to the US for 1 month to learn dance. This was 1 year before BTS's debut when Jungkook was still a trainee. He recalls, maybe because I did not have a strong sense of purpose when I first became a trainee, the company said I was not expressing my unique character. I did everything I was told to do, and I had talent, but there was something that did not show. I think I could not express my emotions very well because of my personality. I think they sent me there to go and get a feel for things in person. The overseas study trip was a success. Jungkook was a junior high student at the time with no clear idea of what it meant to be an artist. But the trip transformed him, Jungkook explains. The fascinating thing is I didn't do anything special there. Instead of typical lessons, we learned dance, workshop style, and since I did not have that kind of experience, I was a little shy and hesitant. When we had time off, I went to the beach to hang out, ate jampong, and when I came to the dormitory by myself, I'd have cereal with milk. I was heavier when I came back, Jungkook laughs. But when I danced after coming back to Korea, the company and the Young said I was really totally different. I honestly don't think I did much there, but they said my personality and my dance style had all changed. I think my skills improved a ton then. Following their performances of School Love Affair, BTS took part in the Mnet reality variety program American Hustle Life, which was an 8-episode show broadcast from July 24th to September 11, 2014. It was shot on location in Los Angeles in 2014. This was a natural extension of Jungkook's 2012 study trip, intended to help the members grow in the home of hip-hop and add to the momentum they'd built with their latest album. However, the members would not be studying hip-hop as if studying for a math test. Just as Jungkook had improved both his abilities and his attitude toward his work during his first trip, the immersion in music and dance in the foreign country would be what transformed the newly debuted BTS members. Jimin looks back on some of his fondest memories from the American Hustle Life shoot. The things we experienced then were more fun than I'd expected because it wasn't shown on the broadcast, but we tried shooting a music video there, and I honestly thought I'd become a real hip-hop warrior. Jimin laughs. I tried dance battling too. When I met Warren G, I got this homework to try writing a melody and lyrics, and he was the first person to give me an assignment like that. So we were on the shoot, but RM and I would go outside, and in the garden, the two of us would discuss, what do you want to write about? What melody do you want to use? And it was a lot of fun. I got choreography design homework too. Around this time, BTS was looking at making a reality show of its own. The public loved School Love Affair, and building up fan momentum during the airing of American Hustle Life would, Big Hit Entertainment predicted, lead to an explosion in popularity once the new album was released. At the time, real-time fan meetings with idols on VLive, so VLive is a video platform serviced on Naver from 2015 to 2022 that allowed idols and other stars to communicate with fans in real time. Following the closure of the service, some of the paid content was migrated to the fandom platform Weverse, run by Hype's child company, Weverse Company. So, at that time, real-time fan meetings with idols and VLive were not yet a reality, meaning that one of the most effective ways for an idol group to gain recognition was to appear on a variety show featuring only the members. Big Hit Entertainment determined that the production of such a show would be one of the most important media initiatives for BTS, alongside their YouTube channel. For instant promotional effect, appearing on established TV variety shows would have been the best choice. Bang Shi-hyuk himself, featured on Star Audition, The Great Birth, and Jo Kwon from 2AM's appearance on the MBC variety show We Got Married, had also proven that point. But variety shows that feature a single artist or idol group exclusively serve a different purpose. These formats appeal strongly to fans of idol content, especially to fans of the specific artists that the shows feature. They are the third most awaited content for fans, beaten only by new album promotions and live concerts. And as BTS showed consistent growth since its debut, such a show would allow new fans drawn from album releases to quickly and easily learn more about the members. This effect would later be showcased in Run BTS. The first episode of Run BTS was released on August 1st, 2015. The show can be watched on channels such as the YouTube, Bangtan TV channel, and Weverse. Serviced on V Live. Rookie King channel Bangtan on the SBS MTV channel, which was shot soon after BTS's debut, is still viewed by fans curious to learn more about the team's early days. And this Rookie King is a real variety program broadcast from September 3rd to October 22, 2013, with 8 episodes in total. American Hustle Life was filled with uncontrollable variables. It was completely unlike any other Korean reality show, as it was shot in America, or the US, and featured not only BTS but also legends from the hip-hop scene. The production period also overlapped with preparations for the Dark and Wild album. For K-pop idols, especially recently debuted ones, there is only a short time between album releases, which meant the overlap between the shoot schedule and album production was already expected by those involved. However, a surprising new variable turned the American Hustle Life shoot into an unforgettable experience for BTS in more ways than one. And we will stop there. It's still chapter 2. But I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you once again for joining me. And hopefully the next session we will know who the winners are, all the winners in the MAMA 2023. So have a good day and good evening. This is 1800 with BTS.